Welcome to the Wednesdays with Will podcast, where Will shares weird, wacky, and wonderful things that go through his mind on Wednesday.
What's good in the hood, homies? It's your boy, Willie Will the Third, and it's the graphics, the Wednesdays with Will podcast. So we're out here in these streets, ready for another hot and ready episode of Wednesdays with Will, where we share the weird, wacky, and wonderful things that go through Will's mind on Wednesdays. Now that's the 3 dubs. Hold up, I put a V up there. Little late on the W transition there. It's 3 dubs. Wish I had 3 arms and I would put up three dubs. Just imagine there's a third W right here in the middle. I'll try to use the mic. Nah, that's a V again. I don't know. You see what I'm trying to do here. But anyway, if I had the guest in the pod, a fiance or a guest or whatever, I'd throw their hand in. Throw the random extra hand in. I'll be like, the 3 dubs. I got to do that next time. But as you can hear today, as I just alluded to, we're solo dolo today. All by myself. I want to be all by myself. Yeah, so we're out here lonely in these streets. But no, I was telling my fiance the other day, I don't mind the lonely pods, you know. I don't mind these solo pods because I can get all that I have up off my chest. No interruptions, no transitions. I get it all off the way I intended to be. And there's a lot more free flow sometimes. I get into some random weeds I didn't think of. Because like today, for example, I didn't really have too many topics. Excuse me, I beg my pardon. I wrote some stuff down. I got a few topics. We got some news to get into. We got some wacky headlines and stuff. But at the end of the day, we'll see. We'll just flow and see what happens on today. You got to let the spirit lead, amen. Let the spirit lead, amen. But one of the first things I did want to talk about today is in Instagram, man. A few things with Instagram. Y'all be tapping through Instagram stories or y'all swipe? I need to know. Do y'all tap y'all's Instagram stories or do y'all swipe them things? So, you know, some people, you know, you open up the Instagram on the story. Some people, some of y'all don't even dabble in the stories. Let's start there. Instagram, we got 2 users. We got the posters and the storyers. When I started Instagram, I was a hardcore storyer. Like, I was putting what should be posts on my stories, which is kind of diabolical as I look back. I'm like, man, I lost a lot of content, man. That was only up there 24 hours. And then later, as we've morphed and as I've evolved, I kind of use more stories as like the intro piece for posts. Because some people will see every story, but you don't be seeing every post. I've seen some of y'all viewing every story. I'm like, man. But I got to know, are y'all just tap doing, or do y'all swipe? Because I think it only will notify as a viewer of the story if you physically had that story open. I mean, it doesn't mean you necessarily watch the whole thing. Because I know some of y'all just be tapping. Y'all 1 second. This is what I do. Let me explain what I do. I pull up Instagram. Okay, there's somebody, so I know them. Tap on the story. It's them talking. No graphic, no thing. I'm like, I'm not interested. I mean, right? You kind of just tap through. That's what I do. I hit the tap. So to them, I'm tapping through every one. Even if they got like 10 stories, I'll tap through them all. So it looks like, it gives the illusion, amen, that I'm actually watching your story. When in reality, I'm tapping through them things. But some of y'all just see the first story and you're like, nope, not today. Swipe. So y'all swipe to the next person. And with that, see, you can tell because that's why the first story always has a higher view count. I be seeing my first story may have 200 views. There's a huge drop off to the second story, 75. That means most of y'all, over half of y'all swipers. Y'all said swiper most swiping on the Instagram stories. Y'all went. Let me say, if you're a swiper, I want to understand what you're doing with your life because you're missing so much stuff that's like, why even bother? I guess it's like if the first post isn't a hook enough for you to be like, oh, let me watch this. You're already swiping through without tapping. The next post could be, you could be entering a chance to win $1 million. You done swipe through your blessing. That might be a word for some of y'all today. Don't be swiping through your blessing, huh? Tap through your blessing. I don't know what I'm saying. That might be a stretch, but anyway, that's my swipe to tap philosophy, right? And I understand that. I understand if to combat you swipers, you gotta make your first Instagram post of the day. It's gotta be pizzazz. It's gotta be the attention getter, because you're about to lose half your audience on the swipe. So you gotta make it bang. That's why I always try to put music. I put captions. Captions are important because half the time people are scrolling Instagram when they don't need to be on it. Hey man, so they see in your story. I learned from this because I used to talk a lot in my stories, and it might be kind of funny things, it might be whatever, but like people you're not at a position to listen to it, and if you don't catch it right then, you ain't gonna go back later. Nobody's going back. Oh, let me go back to that story I saw that I didn't understand. Like if you didn't get it in the moment, you done swipe through. Some of y'all done already swiped through this podcast. You're like, this dude talking about swiping through Instagram stories too long. I'm tap. Where's the skip button? Let me 10-second forward to a new topic. But that's what y'all doing. That's what y'all doing. So yeah, I be tapping through just about everyone. Now some of y'all press my limits on the taps, okay? Because y'all got, when you ever open up an Instagram story, and it kind of shows at the top how many stories they got, and those are like, what is it, 30-second increments? Can you go up to a minute now? But when I see like more than like 15 of them, I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy. I might be mega tapping through them. It's like I want them to get the validation that, yeah, I seen you. But in reality, I don't know what you say. I'm like, there's way too many. I get overwhelmed. There's more than like 10 to 15 of them stories up there. I'm like, oh, Lord. If it's the right person, maybe a close friend or, a content creator I really love, or I'm just bored out of my mind. I'm on a road trip or something. I might watch it, but man, I don't think I've never seen anybody, because I be seeing people on Instagram. Most people are tap, swipe. Some of y'all are combination swipers, aren't y'all? Y'all combination with the tap and swipe. I guess it depends on who it is. You tap right here. Oh, let me watch that for a second. Swipe right there. Tap, swipe. You got to do, and here's the thing. We've been trained to swipe mode because of these ads. Oh, man, I'm sick of these Instagram ads, because it seemed like back in the day, it used to be an ad was just one page, so you could easily just tap through it. But now you got to swipe through the ads, because the ads be having 2 or 3 stories themselves. I'm like, y'all doing too much with the ads now. Y'all doing too much with the ads. So now I got to swipe through the ads, and now y'all desensitize me to the swipe. And so now I'm swiping on regular folk. I'm like, oh, that was my friend. I just done swiped on my best friend, because y'all got me in the swipe mood. Because half these ads, half of these just filler. Half of it's just promoting stuff we already done know about. So I'm like, so I be clearing the red circle though. At the top of your Instagram, there's a red circle around any stories you haven't viewed. Somehow there's like some sense of accomplishment when I clear out that red circle, which is crazy. You can only do that for maybe 5 minutes before a new person puts a story on. But if I got some time, I will swipe through, tap through just about every story just to clean that out. And I feel like I've caught up with life. But if I'm out and I've come to find some pages are just out the wazoo on posts. Like some accounts I've literally muted their stories because it's overwhelming. Actually, ESPN, I done muted ESPN because there's too many, especially during like football season or a game. They story and everything, and I'm like, I can't look through this. It's overwhelming, and there's something in me that wants to look at every single page. So therefore, let me just mute it so I don't see it at all. I had to do that. I had to mute Mac Todd, man. His stories be too much. Too many stories. Overwhelmed. Too much tap. He might have 30, 40 on a Sunday. I said, I got to mute you, brother. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the thing, man. If you're out the wazoo on posts, I swipe. It's not something. If it's not something that tickles my fancy, I tap through that day. I tap through that thing. I rarely will just swipe on you. So rest assured, I rarely will swipe through your whole page. Unless you're out the wazoo on the post, okay? But I want to know what y'all do. Y'all tappers? Or y'all swipers? Or y'all combinationers? I'm going to call y'all combination. Y'all combination tap swipe. Because I be seeing y'all on there. Speaking of Instagram, man, I be seeing girls on Instagram that I done shot my shot with years ago. And I see y'all now still single and posting you're looking for my Boaz. And I'm just like, dodged a bullet there, man. I see some of y'all still out there. Yeah, like, yeah, y'all didn't take a chance on your boy. And now I'm like, look at your boy now. Happier than ever. I'm glad I missed y'all right there. I see some of the toxicity. Y'all been in and out of relationships. Y'all got some new man on your feed, and then 6 months later he gone. Maybe not that. That's a long time. I gave y'all a long time. I would say 6 weeks later he gone. Sometimes 6 hours later. And it's like, man, there's some confidence in just being like, man, I'm out of these dating streets, man. I started some of my content out here talking about how rough it was on the online dating streets. In fact, I even have some material about that I need to burn. I've just been sitting on that for a while. I used to go up to open mics, and I had a whole bit about online dating. I should burn that. I should post it because it's funny, but it's kind of wearing out of relevancy now. But anyway, yeah, I be seeing some of y'all girls like, I'm just looking for my Boaz, and you ain't no Ruth. you ain't no Ruth. I gotta break it to you, homegirl. I'm sorry to break it to you. But also, Boaz, if you looking for your Boaz and you want to be Ruth, Ruth was a what you call it, when your wife died, a widow. So that's another thing. You want your husband to die? I don't know about that, but it's just interesting. Yeah, cause man, before Sister Alexandra was in my life, who will now be my wife. There is, man, the amount of women's I was out here in these streets, it's crazy. None of them, no time of day. Unless it was some,
Hey, Will. You wanna come play with me, Will?
Got buck teeth. You got a double chin and two.
You wanna come? Wanna come play with me?
Oh gosh, especially on online, man. I was down bad on the online dating. Your boy was down bad. Okay, out here chasing whoever and whomever would tickle my fancy, man, like quite literally at the time. And man, it is just some freedom out here. So anyway, I just thought of that when I was swiping through. I'm like, I swiped through some of these stories, and I'm like, man, some of y'all, that was a time. Whew, dodged a bullet out there, man. So. Good things come to those who wait. They that wait on the look shall renew this. Come on. Anyway, let's move on to another topic. Oh man, this was something I got into a deep rabbit hole today. So, what y'all know about the cha-cha slide, man? What y'all know about that? Is that the cha-cha slide, the Casper slide? But this is something new. The Casper slide part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky. We got a lot to digest here, man. We got a lot to digest with the Casper, the cha-cha slide. First of all, what's the name of the song? Y'all say two different things. It's an interchangeable title here. Is it the Casper slide or is it the cha-cha slide? I mean, I feel like I hear the cha-cha slide more, but when I looked up the song, it's the Casper cha-cha slide. I'm like, what we doing out here? And there's just a lot to digest there. First of all, something new the Casper Slide Part 2. Where's Part 1? How y'all coming out with Part 2? I'm Willie Will the third. How are you gonna have the third without the second? How y'all come up with the Part 2? Ain't nobody heard Casper Slide Part 1. Ain't nobody heard of the Platinum Band. It ain't even a band. I looked at the song. It says the Live Platinum Band. First of all, this ain't no live band. It's all a digital track. What band we got? It's like, it's like this little MIDI. It's MIDI drums, man. Y'all got MIDI drums, and y'all talking about the live band. There ain't no horns. Ain't no bass. There ain't no real. I mean, what? And then the song is just. There's a lot to digest. Undefined moves during the song. I don't understand some of the moves. What is the Charlie Brown? And okay, don't come for me, blacks. We have our own Charlie Brown. But I done went with the Wahites. They doing a different Charlie Brown. I'm just saying we haven't universalized what the Charlie Brown is. So during that song, people doing their own thing. Go to work. People doing go to work. I mean, my friend Pedro went out and started mowing the lawn. Nobody knows what to do. During go to work. Or like, where do we do here? People like me who don't be dancing, we just be kind of bobbing there. I'm just go to work. I'm just going to nod my head. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. He's like, I mean, gosh. Last time to get funky. Don't they say that like the first chorus of the well, there's no chorus, but like the first go of the song, they're already saying last time to get funky. This is the first time we done got funky. And I really need to hear this unreleased version of the Cha-Cha Slide, Part 1. If they weren't getting funky, was it like a what was it? Was it like a jazz? Dun, 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 to the left, to the left. To the right, to the right. Well, I sound like Beyonce. To the left, everything you own in the box. Oh, man. What was the Cha-Cha Slide? And at the end of it, I don't know how many of y'all have heard the full version. Because there's kind of the edited one you hear at, like, weddings, every school dance, and all that. But at the end of the song, apparently the guy's name is DJ Casper. Apparently his real name is Willie Perry. He goes on, like, I am the originator of this song. It is really me. If anybody else try to say that this is their thing, it's they alive, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. It's this whole thing. And come to find out, I looked on the composition and lyrics on Apple Music. There's 4 writers on this song, man. Not just him. There's this 3 other folk. First of all, how did it take so many people to write? Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Y'all just reading off instructions. Like, I feel like ChatGPT, I mean, this is before the terms, but they could have easily written this song. I need to just go to ChatGPT. I'll make a new smash hit. Like, just ChatGPT, give me instructions on telling people, like, yeah, just give me instructions for people, you know? I'll just be like, get in the car, turn the ignition, start the brakes. I don't know how to start the, I don't know. Just like, I feel like you can just create your own very easy song on this, man. It's like the Cha-Cha Slide. This is something new. The Casper Slide Part 2 featuring the Platinum Band. Platinum Band ain't got no other. Why y'all spouting out featuring the Platinum Band like that's some flex when they ain't got no other songs? I done looked up this Platinum Band. They ain't got no other musics. They ain't got no other records. This DJ Casper ain't really got nothing else to show folk. You look them up on Wikipedia. There's a couple other songs. I can't find them nowhere. So then, who's this ghost DJ Casper? That's an appropriate name for DJ Casper because you gone like a ghost. Ain't nobody seen you. Oh wait, actually, as I seen this, doing some research, DJ Casper done died last year. Well, rest in peace, DJ Casper. He done gone on, Casper, just like a friendly ghost. He done gone on with the Holy Ghost. Come on, DJ Casper. We extend your hands to thee. Hopefully you're up there. Maybe I need to extend your hand down. I'm going to intercede for your soul on your behalf. But DJ Casper hit it up. Also, man, I'm looking it up. There is a part 1 was unreleased. Okay. Unreleased because it ran into copyright issues because he just featured another song on top of it. So I think here's what happened. He created the Platinum Band and this new song, which I mean has a dope beat. Turn it out, which I don't know what that even means. You mean you're supposed to? There's just here's what I need. I need an explanation. Well, he can't explanation now. He can't give us an explanation now because he's 6 feet under. But I needed a tutorial on the Casper slide. What are we supposed to turn one side or turn all the way around? Because when I was a kid doing it, I turned all the way around. But now I see people, they just turn 90 degrees, and some people do the reverse different way. I'm like, well, we got to standardize our Casper slide movements. That's all I'm saying. Let's standardize them, okay? Now that this guy's here, some of us, we may never know this guy did. DJ Casper ghosted us. He done ghosted. DJ Casper ghosted us, so we don't know. We don't know what he meant. All I know is he be lying all the way through the song, talking about last time, get funky, and part 2, this is the platinum band. Platinum band fake, man. Ain't no platinum band. Anyway, let's get into the news before we get up out of here. Y'all heard about plaid shirt guy? Oh man, the dude behind Trump during his speech, just kind of mimicking him, mocking him and stuff, this, that, and the third. I thought, here's the take on plaid shirt guy. How did this dude get vetted to get back there? Because I would have thought you'd have to be like, they'd have to do some extensive research on you, feel like you're like a Trump fanatic. You got to have MAGA in your bio. You've got to have, attended X amount of rallies in the past, donated to the campaign. I feel like these are the qualifications they need to require before you're right behind them. Because that's like courtside of the NBA game. You're behind Trump. You're seen the whole time. That's some huge recognition. Why they just throw some random plaid shirt dude with no interest back there? Like, hey man, just make sure you clap. Like, I feel like this is definitely gonna change now. And his 2 friends, they were RBF the whole time. They was just out here. And so there's gonna be some much more vetting process. But I'm just surprised. How is it already not like that? Especially since the point that we just done had Trump get shot up at the rally a couple months ago. Y'all just letting anybody out here. Oh, this is what makes me believe some of these conspiracies, man. Y'all got this dude out here, had no interest in Trump. He was just out here mimicking it up. He was probably sent by Kamala. Crap, where's that video? I just saw that video on. Here's how you say my auntie's name. Kamala. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. I had to listen to the kids in my head. Kamala. It's sad, man. Even as a fellow black, it's hard to say it, man. Because I need to see the phonetic spelling. You know what I mean? Where you see how it's phonetically said. Anyway, that's the thing, man. It's they just really let anybody back there. And then he was on the news like, yeah, I was just being me. I was like, man, I feel like they need to have a better vetting process. But they just really let anybody back there. Plaid shirt dude, people are like, we want him to run. Low key, if he made a run, man, third party, I might vote for him. The options aren't really great here, honestly, man. That's my thing, man. We need to rise on the third parties, man. Not necessarily plaid shirt on in actuality, and definitely not RFK. But I'm just tired of being pigeonholed into two categories. You're a Republican, Democrat. You're a conservative, or liberal. You're for or against. There's a lot of both and. The two things can be true. There's some things that are good about the Democratic Party, and there's some things bad about it. Some things good about the Republican Party, some things bad about it, and you can get into a whole debate on, well, what more is good in that. But it's like, if I don't completely aside with one thing, I ain't gonna really push it like that, and here, let me really not get too political here. I'm just saying, I just don't understand how you can get so infledged in like promoting something that you don't completely agree with. So if you do completely agree with everything, I'm not talking to you. So this is just my personal thing. And for the people who are like, oh, well, Trump is anti-abortion, so just voting for that. And it's like, well, why are we hanging our hat on that? Not that that's not a huge issue, very important. But, that's not the end all be all of issues. But anyway, let me get up off my rocker. This is Wednesdays with Will, not Politics with Will. Right, man? Let me get into this last news article, and then we'll get up out of here, okay? So, this is a fun one. There was a player, what's his name, that played for 2 baseball teams on the same day. Hold up. What's his name? Crap. Jansen? That's here. What's his name? I don't have his last name. I just have a little bit of the article. But y'all hear about him? Y'all hear about that baseball player, man, who played for 2 different teams in the same game? So I think the first game got rained out. Well, it got delayed. So like in the middle of the game, it started raining. They come out with tarps. They're like, all right, we're gonna postpone this game for now. But before that game was continued and rescheduled, he got traded to the team he was playing. I think he was playing for the Blue Jays, and then he got traded to the Red Sox. And so now he literally has played for both teams in the same game when the game rescheduled. And he's a catcher. So he literally caught against himself. He actually threw out himself being his position. So they had to get a pinch hitter for the position he was in, his spot on the lineup. And he tried to throw that guy out, stealing a base, and he got second. It was like really funny. It's like, man, he's like playing against his ghost. It's like DJ Casper, you're playing against the ghost back here. But yeah, that's just a wild thing. He got traded at the end of the game, then ended up playing against his same team in the same game. And man, I can't think of anything a little bit more crazy in sports this has ever happened like that. So I just thought that was nuts. The last thing, man, this is a Dallas article. Police and federal agents raided 9 vape shops for selling THC products over the legal limit. So they were selling, I guess, THC products. But I just got to show this, man. This is why it was funny, man. I only pulled it because of what they're selling. It says Trips Ahoy. Trips Ahoy, and said it says cannabis infused real chocolate chip cookies. Trips Ahoy instead of chips. That's just funny. I really don't have much on this article. I just wanted to see that. Just wanted to read it so I could read that name. Trips Ahoy is hilarious to me. Like the fact that I mean, it looks just like it too. I don't know how Trips Ahoy hasn't came for this. People like, man, why y'all? Well, I guess because it's illegal. It's on the black market. So I guess it's a real product, or is it? Well, maybe because that's in Texas. Is Trips? Let me look this up right now. Does Trips Ahoy exist? Because before I talk out of my butt about that, yes, it's not legal here, but I could totally see something like that over in the California or over in the Colorado. No, it auto-corrected to chips. Because it's like, you couldn't have meant this. I looked at it. Oh, I think this exists. This is a real thing. Trips Ahoy. That's crazy. Ontario THC delivery. $20 each. 500 milligrams. Is that a lot of THC? I don't know. My vape and smoke friends, come talk to me. I don't want to actually click this stuff. It's asking information about THC delivery. I'm like, I can't have the FBI on my butt like this, man. I'm just curious. I am just curious. Trips Ahoy. This is a real thing. They got chocolate chunk. They got chewy. Chunky. Oh my gosh. Is it fake? Just ate 500 milligrams of edibles. Man. No, that's nuts. That's nuts. Trips Ahoy. Oh man. That's crazy. I got nothing on that. We're going to end on there. Oh man, it's been a good time. Good podcast today. Like I said, just kind of ranted, raved about the random things. But please answer me. I need some comments on the podcast. I need to know a couple things. Specifically with, what do you do? Do you tap or do you swipe through the Instagram stories? I got to know that. I gotta know what you do during Charlie Brown on the Cha-Cha Slide. And I just gotta know if you would, I don't know, would you be plaid shirt? Would you vote for plaid shirt guy? Anyway, thanks for attending this episode of Wednesdays with Will. I'm your boy Willie Will III. Shout out to Brandon Kahn for the intro, Tyson Russ for the outro. For all of you guys who have been here, past, present, and future, I say thank you for your service and contribution to the pod. Please, hey, we have an email. I haven't plugged this in a while, but if you email Wednesdays with Will podcast at gmail.com, you can directly talk to me. You can send podcast topics. I would love that. I always need some topics. You can send questions. You can just say, hey, I like the pod. Hey, I want to be on the pod. I'll reject you probably. And but all those things, you can leave a number and we'll call you during the podcast. That's something we haven't done in a while, but I'm open to do it. Or you can leave the number of somebody you want us to call. Give some random information that only somebody who knows them would know. And I can have a little conversation with them. Call it a prank call, if you will. Call them about their car's extended warranty. Anything like that. We haven't done it in a while, but we're open to experiment here on the Wednesdays with Will. So anyway, just that's the thing. Stay connected. I'm trying to build this thing. As I get married here, we're freelancing. We're job hopping here, whatever. And this is one of the things I feel like I want to do. So feel free to follow us on TikTok, on Instagram, or on YouTube. Wednesdays with Will podcast or Wednesday with Will pod. Sometimes it's just POD, like TikTok, because they didn't allow enough characters. They didn't allow enough characters for that. So anyway, thank you. Would God bless you, keep you, and maintain watch with you while we are absent, man. Deuces.